My brothers and sisters, welcome to my daily diary segment. Pro-life leader Frank Pavone here of Priests for Life. What did I do from the Thursday, the 25th of June, through Sunday, the 28th of June of 2026? Well, incorporated in those days were two trips. Let me tell you all about it. Thursday, June 25th, Uber came to pick me up at 5 a.m. at my Priests for Life office to take me to Orlando Airport. Did some work in the car, at the terminal, and on the plane. Flew to Washington, D.C. for the Road to Majority Conference, which happens every year, held by the Faith and Freedom Coalition, led by Dr. Ralph Reed, friend and colleague, and attended by many friends and colleagues from across the nation. What a joy to get to D.C. But before going to the Faith and Freedom event, I went over to our office. We have an office right behind the Supreme Court. Now, once I landed, I got right on the phone. I had to talk with various staff people, get certain things in motion. So I'm in the Uber on my way to my office, on the phone with staff, got to my office, continued on the phone with staff, set up my laptop, got busy doing various work there, some communication on personal matters up in New York, other things regarding website updates, and in fact, let me see what some of the other specifics were. Oh yeah, I got a long list of things here. At 11:30, call with our vice chairman there in our DC office. Had matters relating to email blasts, department meetings, website upgrades, outreach to newly ordained priests ordained this spring, 2026, planning for upcoming trip invitations, editing of clips, giving some guidance to staff on that, communication with the group Life International about our joint project, Portchester, New York work, liturgical revisions, e-letter for the Silent No More campaign that goes out every month. I have to write my part for that. Approval of a press release, various opinion pieces, making sure they're getting onto our website, giving some guidance to the appropriate staff, writing a new opinion piece, and also getting ready for the 4th of July program where I would be leading a prayer at the national event. Worked through the middle of the day, and then just after lunch, walked over to the Cannon building, which is one of the congressional office buildings for the House of Representatives. And in that building, went to the meeting room where we had an afternoon session to launch this conference called Road to Majority. Now, so there were a few hundred people in this room, and we were hearing from one member of Congress after another. Senator Ted Cruz came by, various other members, and they gave us some inspiring updates and exhortations. Before that was over, though, I did have to leave and go to a 4 o'clock pre-taped interview with John Solomon of Just the News and Amanda Head. Went over to their studios and taped that particular interview. After that, went back to the office for the our Gospel of Life office. Did some more work there on the kind of things I've mentioned already. And then in the early evening, I took an Uber over to the hotel where the rest of the conference was happening and settled in there for the night. So that brought us to Friday, the 26th of June. Exciting day. Got up nice and early and began doing some work, first of all, at my desk before going down to network with the conference participants. Some of the work at my desk involved a preparation of content for future broadcasts, the broadcast schedule. In fact, I connected with my staff about that. Travelogue articles, computer upgrades, a follow-up from the National Right to Life Convention, planning for the election Zoom call, Travelogue, one of our monthly publications, reviewing a manuscript of a book that a pro-life leader sent me that he wrote, and the Washington Times project. Went down, began networking with the other participants in the conference, saw a lot of my friends and fellow leaders and colleagues. Listened to the presentations, one after another, these great speakers, conservative leaders, political leaders, members of Congress, members of the cabinet, and of the Trump administration. And then The excitement grew as the day went on, because then in the early afternoon we welcomed none other than President Donald Trump into the room, listened to his address. I don't know if you've ever been to either a Trump rally or just a speech that President Trump was giving in person. But if you have, you know what I mean when I say the power and the electricity and the inspiration of that event. I've been to countless such events. Never gets old. Never get tired of it. Never come away any less inspired and invigorated to speak truth, fight for freedom, and love this nation. So awesome. The president gave a great address. After that, you have to sort of catch your breath. It's like a big, like exhale and a regrouping. It's an amazing phenomenon, especially when the group that has just heard him is staying together for the rest of the conference. So it was like this big pause then after he left, and then the conference activities resumed. I resumed networking with all the people that were there, and let me see what else I had to do. Well, I actually went up to my room to catch up on more work and intersecting with my staff and emails and other things, along with, of course, then continuing to network with all the great people at the conference. That brings us then to Saturday, the 27th of June. I was at this hotel in D.C. Now, the conference was continuing that day, but I had to leave early because I had a speaking engagement in Montana that night. So at 4:45 in the morning, the Uber picked me up at the D.C. Hotel and took me to the airport. Did some emails along the way. I'll tell you what they were about in a moment. But then I caught a flight to Dallas. So a flight to Dallas, you get a lot of good work done on the plane. I was preparing for August liturgical updates for priests, the scripture themes for my daily scripture reflections, and of course the plans for the month of July, detailed planning, getting that in place, working on things like our C4 organization, Pro-Life Vote, some abortion polling that had recently come out, the Washington Times, a project, an action alert, approving an email that goes out as an action alert about dismemberment abortions, writing the FFF letter, the letter to our top donors, liturgical revisions, travel plans, and a young pro-life activist that wanted my input on some things. Did all that work on the plane, connected in Dallas to my flight into Missoula, Montana, got there and very excited. Then there met the local person who was going to be driving me to the event, drove me at first to the hotel, checked into the hotel, did a little bit more work in communication with some of my staff, and then was picked up in the late afternoon to go over to the hall where the banquet for the Montanans for Life third annual gala took place. Robin Sertel heads that group. I gave the keynote speech at the dinner, sat with two of the legislators, state legislators, one House member, one senator, and we had a nice dinner and we had some talks. I gave the keynote talk and everyone felt very inspired. Did a little interview as well, talked with the leadership there, and it was great. Finished up with that. Went back to the hotel. It wasn't too very late. It was more like a late afternoon, early evening event rather than a late night banquet. And so I continued doing some work in my hotel room and some things to close out the day and to get ready for the next morning, because the next morning, Sunday the 28th of June, I was picked up at the hotel by the volunteer driver at 4 in the morning. Drove me to the airport in the dark, of course. Got on my flight, again connected through Dallas. I did various work on the plane, emails having to do with identifying Catholic districts that we want to target in the midterms. It's communicating with Catholic leaders, developing themes for my scripture reflections. More work on our Pro-Life Vote C4 organization, the Washington Times Project, donor calls, preparing for them, that is, National Pro-Life Religious Council, technology upgrades, and interviews with pro-life leaders. Flew to Dallas. I've been in busy airports before. I never saw an airport so busy as it was that afternoon in Dallas. For whatever reason, summer travels, I guess, and it's a big hub. But it was incredible. It was incredible. You know how they have those monorail trains take you from one terminal to the other? It was faster to walk because there were so many people that you had to wait and wait and wait in order just to fit on the train, which is like sardines overflowing the can. It was incredible. But I got on the flight on time. Back to Orlando, was picked up in the late afternoon by one of our volunteer drivers. And when I got to my office, it felt great to be back. And I just plunged into a lot of work at my desk, checking out the mail that had arrived, other things that were there. And then I went over to the local shopping center and did some evening shopping to get ready for the week to come. And even did a little bit of pre-taping, got some gas in the car, just did some various things to settle back into the office and the Priest for Life routine. And that's what I did from Thursday, the 25th of June, through Sunday, the 28th of June, 2026. Hope your days are active and fruitful and joyful, filled with work for the unborn and for the Lord's kingdom. God bless you. Thanks for watching.
Good day. My name is Dennis Attia. I'm a former Olympic wrestler, Division I football player, and Golden Gloves boxer. I sparred with Larry Holmes. But I would tell you, in my home, Father Frank Pavone is a hero. What he's accomplished with the pro-life movement, no man in American history has ever accomplished. Hear that. Hear that, men and women. Hear that, patriots. Father Frank Pavone and the pro-life position that he has and the Priest for Life have just been, wow, just legendary. Forget about those other guys. Forget about those other sports. He is the man. And I ask that every one of you take the time to pray for Father first and foremost. That's the most important thing that we can do in our lives, is to pray for the priests and the ministers and all the brothers and sisters serving God. Prayer rules. So please pray for Father Frank Pavone. And then the second thing you guys can do is you can contribute to Father Frank through the internet at prolifegift.org. Prolifegift.org. Man, what an awesome opportunity for you to directly support the ministries of Father Frank Pavone. He's an awesome guy. And I'm going to continue to pray for him and support him in every way, shape, or form that I can, as I have. God bless you. And it's great having the opportunity to profess my faith in Jesus Christ and to support a great legendary warrior, missionary. God bless you all. Thank you.
Follow him, Frank Pavone, Fr. Frank Pavone. He is the National Director of Priests for Life. Please go to priestsforlife.org.
Frank Pavone. Frank, thank you very much.